5 classic holiday sides have officially crossed the line from tradition to culinary embarrassment. TikTok is dragging them, Reddit is roasting them, and your guests? They're politely pushing them around their plates to avoid hurting grandma's feelings. But there are better options. Modern sides that look amazing, taste incredible, and disappear first from the table every single time. But first, we need to talk about the casserole that should have been retired sometime around the invention of color television. Number 1. Canned green bean casserole. Oh, we're starting with violence today. Canned green bean casserole. The dish that's been terrorizing holiday tables since 1955, when a Campbell's home economist said, "Let's trick America into eating canned soup as a vegetable." And we fell for it. For 70 years. But the internet has had it. Reddit threads with 40,000 plus upvotes screaming unpopular opinion. Green bean casserole is disgusting. TikTok creators are roasting this thing like it personally insulted their ancestors, because it basically did. Here's the crime scene report. 870 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's 38% of your daily limit in 1 scoop of mushy sadness. The beans have been boiled into submission. The mushroom soup tastes like it was mixed in a chemistry lab, not a kitchen. The only edible part? Those crispy fried onions, which you can just buy separately and eat like chips, by the way. One chef called it lazy comfort food that insults the very concept of comfort. Another said it tastes like cafeteria food from a decade that thought Jell-O salad was sophisticated. Listen, when your signature dish gets compared to post-war rationing cuisine, it's not a vibe. It's a cry for help. This dish exists purely because grandma expects it, not because anyone at your table is craving gelatinous bean sludge. Retire it. Number 2. Marshmallow-topped sweet potatoes. Stop. Pudding. Dessert. On. Vegetables. You want to know the most unhinged thing about this dish? 1 serving has 35 to 45 grams of sugar. Your slice of pumpkin pie? 25 to 30 grams. You're eating more sugar in your side dish than an actual dessert. Let that marinate. Google Trends is screaming at us. Marshmallow sweet potato, searches down 22% since 2021. Savory preparations, up 41%. The people have spoken, and they said, "Why does my vegetable taste like a campfire s'more?" Nutritionists are calling this dish patient zero for why everyone feels terrible after Thanksgiving. Zero nutritional value, empty calories, and it murders your palate. You take 1 bite of this sugar bomb, then try to eat turkey, and suddenly everything tastes like cardboard because your mouth is coated in melted marshmallow. Gen Z is ruthlessly mocking this as boomer food that needs to die. And honestly, they're not wrong. When your vegetables are sweeter than your desserts, you haven't just crossed a line, you've obliterated it, set it on fire, and danced on the ashes. One TikTok went nuclear. This side dish has more sugar than your pumpkin pie, and that's not a flex. Boom, roasted. Literally. Number 3. Boxed stuffing. Boxed stuffing is what happens when you give up on life, but still need to bring something to dinner. Stovetop generic store brands. Dehydrated cubes that reconstitute into what I can only describe as beige sadness. The texture is either Sahara Desert or elementary school paste. There's no middle ground. And the sodium? 1,100 milligrams per serving. That's not seasoning. That's a salt assault. Your kidneys are filing a restraining order. But here's what's brutal. The market is rejecting this trash. Searches for sourdough stuffing, up 67% year over year. Homemade stuffing, 5-year high. Box mix sales, down 18% in 3 years. This is a slow motion cancellation, and we're here for it. A Michelin-starred chef destroyed this. If your stuffing comes from a box, it's not stuffing. It's sodium in disguise. Another chef noted that the artificial seasonings don't complement your turkey. They attack it. And the economics are insulting. A box costs $3.50 and serves 4 people poorly. A loaf of actual bread costs the same and makes stuffing that doesn't taste like it was assembled in a factory next to industrial glue. Stuffing is literally bread, broth, and aromatics. If you can't handle that, you shouldn't be hosting. Number 4. Canned cranberry sauce, the gelatinous cylinder of shame. This thing slides out of the can with a grotesque slurping sound while maintaining the can's ridges like some kind of food-based horror movie. It jiggles, but not in a good way. In a should this be alive? kind of way. The taste? Overly sweet with a metallic aftertaste because it's been sitting in a can. The texture lives somewhere between jello and rubber. There's no complexity, no brightness, no joy, just vague berry flavor and regret. Pinterest is exposing this. Homemade cranberry prep gets 5 times more saves than canned. 5 times. That's not a trend, that's a massacre. And here's the kicker. Fresh cranberry sauce takes 10 minutes. 10. You spend more time scrolling TikTok in the bathroom. The recipe is 3 ingredients: cranberries, sugar, orange juice. That's it. One food critic ended this dish. It jiggles, but not in a good way. When your condiment has the same textural properties as dessert, but none of the appeal, something has gone catastrophically wrong. In 2025, there is no excuse for this can-shaped atrocity. None. Number 5. Over-creamed mashed potatoes. These aren't mashed potatoes. These are dairy sludge masquerading as a vegetable. Half a pound of butter. An entire container of sour cream. Enough heavy cream to make cardiologists cry. One serving, 380 calories, 24 grams of fat. That's not comfort food. That's a digestive punishment. The texture is pudding. You can't taste the potato anymore. Just buttery, creamy mush that sits in your stomach like a brick. People eat 2 bites and need to lie down. That's not a food coma. That's assault with a deadly side dish. And the data confirms the rebellion. Lighter Yukon Gold preparations, up 53%. Roasted garlic versions that let you taste actual potato, dominating engagement. People are done with the dairy tsunami. One tweet went viral. Too much butter turns comfort into coma. Your holiday meal should spark joy and conversation, not immediate hibernation. When guests need a nap after your side dish, you haven't cooked. You've committed a crime. Modern mashed potatoes celebrate the potato, not bury it under a pound of fat. The ultra cream versions belong in a decade that thought more was better. We evolved. Your potatoes should too. Okay, enough destroying family traditions. Let's talk about the sides that are earning their place. Dishes so good they're trending for actual reasons. So beautiful they're breaking the internet. So delicious your guests will be begging for recipes. Number 1. Roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic glaze. The comeback story of the century. Brussels sprouts spent decades as the most hated vegetable, boiled into bitter submission, despised by children, mocked by adults. Then somebody discovered high heat and everything changed. Here's the magic. Olive oil, salt, 425 degrees Fahrenheit oven. The outsides caramelize and get crispy. The insides stay tender with a slight bite. Natural sugars develop. Bitterness disappears. Add a balsamic reduction, and you've got textural and flavor complexity that steals the show. The numbers are insane. Crispy Brussels ranks number 2 in holiday side searches for 2025, up 89% from 2023. 89%. Food blogs are creating dozens of variations, with pancetta, with pomegranate seeds, with honey sriracha. High-end restaurants are featuring them prominently. And the photos? Chef's kiss. Charred edges, glossy glaze, jewel-toned garnishes. This looks like you hired a food stylist. This looks expensive. This looks like you care. Brussels sprouts went from punchline to premium in under a decade. One food writer called it the comeback side dish of the decade. And that's not hype, that's fact. This dish proves that vegetables can be craveable when you treat them with respect instead of war crimes. Number 2. Garlic herb butter stuffing. This is what box stuffing dreams about at night. Crusty sourdough torn into chunks. Toasted until golden. Aromatic sautéed until fragrant. Onions, celery. Fresh garlic that makes your kitchen smell like heaven. Real herbs. Sage, thyme, rosemary, parsley. Not powder that's been sitting in a warehouse since 2019. Quality stock. Real butter. The result? Transcendent. Sourdough stuffing searches just hit a 5-year high. The sourdough trend from lockdowns carried into holiday cooking, and we are living for it. That tangy bread adds complexity. The crusty exterior creates contrast. The open crumb absorbs flavors like a sponge. Food critics are unanimous. The easiest high-impact upgrade you can make. The effort to reward ratio is astronomical. You spend 20 minutes and get something so good that people will ask if you went to culinary school. One professional chef said, This is the only stuffing chefs actually eat, and that's because it demonstrates skill and quality. When you serve this, you're not just feeding people, you're showing you respect them enough to cook real food. This stuffing looks rustic and handcrafted. Golden brown crusty bits, fresh herbs visible throughout. It's Instagram gold and dinner table royalty. Number 3. Maple roasted carrots, or root veg medley. This dish solves the sweet savory problem with elegance and style. Rainbow carrots, orange, purple, white, parsnips, turnips, tossed with olive oil, real maple syrup, fresh thyme, salt, roasted until caramelized. The vegetables develop concentrated flavor while keeping their structure. The maple adds sweetness without turning this into candy. The trends are screaming. Maple glaze and root veg sides. Queries: up 73% year over year. Pinterest boards are flooded with these. Instagram reels are racking up millions of views. And the colors? Unmatched. This adds brightness to your warm-toned spread. Food stylists are obsessed because it photographs like it costs $40 at a restaurant, but takes 15 minutes and costs $7. One blogger nailed it. Sweet, savory, and 100% camera ready. That's the trifecta. Flavor balance, visual appeal, modern execution. Plus, you're serving actual vegetables, prepared in a way that preserves their benefits. The maple is moderate, enough for flavor, not enough to be dessert. Your health-conscious guests will be grateful. Number 4. Cranberry orange relish. Fresh. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to make something that obliterates the canned version. Fresh cranberries, orange segments, sugar, maybe some zest and juice. Pulse it in a food processor or cook it briefly. The result? Vibrant, chunky, tart, refreshing. Everything the canned version promised but never delivered. The engagement metrics are savage. Fresh cranberry videos outperform canned versions 4-1. 4, 2, 1. That's not a preference. That's a public execution. This isn't just about taste. It's functional. The acidity resets your palate between bites of rich food. It prevents flavor fatigue. It makes the entire meal feel balanced instead of monotonously heavy. And the ingredient list? Fruit and sweetener. That's it. No preservatives. No metallic can taste. No weird stabilizers that sound like they belong in a science lab. One reviewer destroyed the canned version. Forget the can. This version actually wakes up your plate. It doesn't just sit there like a jiggly blob. It performs. It contributes. It makes everything else taste better. Number 5. Pistachio pomegranate holiday salad. The dish that disappears first. Not often disappears. Not sometimes disappears. Statistically, disappears first. Mixed greens or arugula. Jewel-like pomegranate arils that look like rubies. Pistachios for crunch and richness. Creamy goat cheese or feta. Light citrus honey vinaigrette that sparkles. Healthy holiday sides are up 30% year over year on Pinterest and TikTok. People want options that don't make them feel terrible after eating. This delivers satisfaction without the food coma. Substantial enough to feel real. Light enough to eat without guilt. The visual appeal is unmatched. Deep red pomegranates against emerald greens. The contrast. The texture. This photographs like a food magazine spread. This makes your table look like you hired a professional stylist. And functionally, genius. After stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy, your palate is begging for something fresh and acidic. This salad is the hero that saves the meal. It's what lets guests go for seconds instead of tapping out after one plate. Pistachios are having a major moment. High-end restaurants are featuring them. Health influencers are praising them. 6 grams protein, 3 grams fiber per ounce. Incorporating them signals you're paying attention to culinary trends, not serving the same meal from 1985 like a time capsule. One blogger captured it. The one-side dish that everyone eats first. At potlucks, salads like this get demolished, while heavy casseroles sit there getting cold and lonely. People are craving freshness and lightness. This delivers both without sacrificing flavor or satisfaction. This isn't just a salad. This is a statement. This is modern holiday cooking at its finest. The old sides had their run. They're dated, heavy, and most people don't actually want them anymore. These modern sides taste better, look better, and won't leave everyone in a food coma. So, update the menu, serve food people actually enjoy, not just food people feel obligated to take a polite scoop of. If this helped, like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which side are you retiring this year?